Hey everyone, this is a product commentary video for a product that I've had for a couple weeks now. And so how I do this is I'm an independent reviewer of just, some guy on the internet that's buying a product, and I want to tell you about it because honestly I like to contribute back to the community about these things. Before I buy products like this, I do all the research I can. I look on the forums, certainly the manufacturer's website. I look on YouTube for videos, and oftentimes I just don't find a lot of areas that I can find a lot of independent, non-manufacturer based research. And then forums can be difficult to go through at times, and you don't often find the exact product you're after. So what this is a Sony Blu-ray player. It is specifically model number, if I can find it here again, it's the BDP-S770. So I believe it's it is a 2010 model. And again, it's a Sony SDP-S770. I believe this is the upper end model that they make. And there's a lot of internet chatter around what's the difference between this one and the one below, and from what I can tell, the casing of the actual unit itself is a little bit higher quality, different materials, and the remote has a backlight to it. So minimal differences. I like the casing style maybe a little bit better, and I found this cheap, inexpensively off the internet. Through Amazon, but through a different provider, and I was willing to pay an extra $20–30 for the difference between this model and the model below. So if you have done a lot of research on the internet about the Blu-ray players as well, you'll know that the Sony's and if you really look at other manufacturers as well, they tend to have a lot of challenges with connections to the internet. So let me start backwards a little bit. Blu-ray player, okay, everyone knows about that, but if you're techie like me, you probably go, what's the point of buying physical media anymore? I mean, I can watch Netflix, I can watch YouTube, I can get all my movies off the internet, right? Good point. I also started with that, and that's why it's 2010 and I'm just now buying a Blu-ray player. But I've thought about it in a different way now. There's two factors that really interested me in getting a Blu-ray player. One is that the digital media itself is certainly, it's in 1080p is the kind of the resolution of it, and you can get that from YouTube. Certain movies can stream down with Netflix if you have the right bandwidth or close to that. There's other online services out there, etc. But the catch is that if you have a nice home theater system, or you just appreciate high quality, the encoding, the bit stream of, I'm probably using some of the phrases wrong, but the quality of how the video is encoded is completely different with the Blu-ray. And these are not exact specs, but I think there's either CNET or Tested.com articles about the differences between Blu-ray and online video, and then what you get over your TV in HD format. But the bit rate is much higher. I think it was in the 25 range versus some of the Netflix ones were like in the 4 or 5 range. And again, I could be off on the numbers, but the point is the quality of the encoding in a Blu-ray physical disc is three times the quality of what you might get off of the TV or Netflix. So there is a difference in the quality of the video. The other part is that the Blu-ray physical media has better audio encoding. So again, if you've invested in a home theater or anything like that, and you want to take advantage of your surround sound environment, the Blu-rays embed a number of different encoding mechanisms, codecs. Pretty sure I got that one right. And basically, they're HD codecs. There's DTS HD. You can go look them up, but the point here is that so far, and I know there's been some recent announcements, but Netflix, they're basically only streaming 2-channel video. They're not even doing, or 2-channel audio. They're not even doing 5.1 yet. I have heard some things about there's an Amazon video on demand component or service that streams some higher quality audio, but you're not taking advantage of your full surround sound, but with internet video. I expect that to change over the next couple of years, but let's say if I watch a movie Iron Man streamed over Netflix and I watch it over Blu-ray, and this is the exact comparison that I've done, the audio channels and how it utilizes my speakers, my home center setup is just downright amazing. The difference in sound quality, the bass reproduction is just incredible. It utilizes your subwoofer, all the surround channels, etc. So that was my kind of buying factors. The other part is that Blu-ray players are not just Blu-ray players anymore. It's including producing a unit that can just play a Blu-ray is kind of a commodity at this point. There's several manufacturers that can do that. Okay, what they now embed are Wi-Fi. You can connect into Netflix, you can connect into Amazon, you can connect into Hulu Plus, Pandora. You can connect it in theory to your home computer. All kinds of other services. I can get YouTube. I'm just kind of scrolling through what I can get. Wired, thestyle.com, all kinds of things. So there's a lot of value add on these Blu-ray players today. Check out your manufacturer to see what they connect to before you buy it. If you're dependent on a service like Pandora or Netflix, you want to make sure your Blu-ray player does allow connection to those sites. So I'm very happy with that, and I'll start off by saying this particular unit, I've not had any wireless connection issues with this. I've never had any dropped frames or delays. Maybe it wasn't the most simple thing to set up first, but I think I was having more trouble entering the password correctly with the remote and the keyboard and all that stuff, but it connected, and once it connected it was just fine. I've not had it really drop off since. I am connecting it wirelessly. I have my wireless connection pretty far away from this. So far so good with it. I would say that you can also use a wired Ethernet connection on the back of this, but that's often difficult for a lot of people. I mean, my hub is pretty far away from this on a different level of my house. So check out your options on that. Read on the internet about your units. My decision criteria ultimately was between this and an LG version. I decided to go with the Sony because it's a brand that I trust. I've heard, well, my thought was that Sony contributed to the Blu-ray specification. They're probably going to know it better than LG or anyone else, so that's why I went with Sony, something I'm familiar with. The other key points to this Blu-ray player is it's a 3D video player, so it has the capability to do 3D movies, and it carries the HDMI 1.4a specification, so that you have to have that for 3D and etc. So I don't have any 3D discs at all yet, because I'm lacking a TV at this point. But it does do that. Let's see, it is a pretty nice, nicely designed unit. It's smaller in length. Okay, it has a standard around 19-inch specification, that rack type unit. Then it's very short in length. You can connect your iPod to it in 2 different spots. There's USB up here and one on back. Yeah, I have an HDMI port going into it. You have the front loader, and it's a little slow to open and close, but it's okay. The boot times with the movies, you know, they're fine. You know, I don't have any complaint about it. What else? It's starting my movie. I didn't want it to do that. The sound is great through HDMI, as I said earlier. It does Blu-ray 3D, BD Live, the Grace Note system. It also plays Super Audio CDs, which I don't have any of. It has Dolby True HD and the DTS HD, which so far on some of these Blu-ray movies has been pretty awesome. One thing I've tried to do was plug in a hard drive, a portable hard drive, to see if it could play any music off of that at all. And you know, I have a large directory, lots of music on there, and it didn't like or it said it couldn't play my hard drive. So I think what it might be is that either the directories are organized incorrectly or the hard drive is formatted in a different format it couldn't read. So that's been a little disappointing, but you know, it's not a huge deal. I'm sure you can fix that pretty easily. So far, overall, very nice with this unit. I'll try to refocus things now on the TV and show you some of the menu structures. All right, hold on.